Hello everyone and welcome back to Jus de Rose. A few weeks ago, I asked on my community tab what kind of videos you wanted to see more of on this channel, and a popular answer was more recommendations based around a specific note or ingredient within fragrances. Your wish is my command, because in today's video, I will be sharing with you 10 drop-dead gorgeous woody fragrances. You got the patchouli, the vetiver, sandalwood, guaiac wood, cedarwood, you name it, I'm covering it all. Actually, I may need to do a part 2 for this video because there's so many more woody recommendations I want to share with you, so let's see. I have women's fragrances, men's fragrances, unisex, covering all bases basically, so let's get straight into it. Kicking off with 2 vetiver-based fragrances. And yes, I say vetiver in a French accent because I am French. So for those of you who don't know what vetiver smells like or what it is, let me explain real quick. Vetiver is a perennial grass that is part of the woody family, and the roots are treated by steam distillation to produce vetiver oil. And the way that the oil smells like, it's earthy, smoky, a little bit nutty, and has some balsamic and ambery accents. So the first perfume that I'm so excited to share with you is an encounter between leather and vetiver, Cuir Sacré by Atelier des Ors. This perfume is my second favorite fragrance from Atelier des Ors after Lune Féline. Do not dismiss this fragrance just because it has a leather note in it. The leather isn't harsh, it isn't imposing, it's not going to make you feel nauseous as if you just entered a leather shoe shop. Definitely not. The leather in Cuir Sacré is an haute couture kind of a leather. Beautiful, sophisticated, and suede-like. Cuir Sacré though is very much about the vetiver too. It really shines through mostly in the dry down. It's smoky and gives off strong woodland notes without being too earthy or dark. It's a magnificent scent that is elegant, masculine, and bold. I did mention this fragrance is masculine. I would say it's more unisex, leaning masculine. Sometimes I like to wear it because it just smells so good, but it definitely smells even more amazing on a man. When should you wear this perfume? For formal wear, because it is sophisticated and will really tie off your look. And finally, in terms of performance, on my skin, it lasts around 8 hours with moderate to soft projection. So this perfume, although very, very strong in the opening, when you first spray it, it can be a little bit much. It will soften as you wear it throughout the day, so the projection won't be as in your face as when you first spray it. Now, if you're looking for an affordable vetiver that isn't Terre d'Hermès, which is also great by the way, look no further than with Bleu Noir by Narciso Rodriguez. Important to note, this is the eau de toilette. Do not get the eau de parfum, get the eau de toilette. It smells so much better and it's also more affordable. So why would you spend more for a fragrance that doesn't smell as good as this one? I find this perfume to be a youthful vetiver with lots of spices, like nutmeg and cardamom. Oh, this smells so good. This is a beautifully underrated designer fragrance. Gentlemen, if you want a formal perfume that you can pretty much wear all year round, check out this one, the Eau de Toilette. It's fantastic. So this perfume, in simple way to describe it, is the love child between Déclaration by Cartier and Terre d'Hermès. And let me tell you, it only takes the best attributes of both parents. First, the fiery spiciness of Déclaration without the sweaty cumin notes, which can be a little bit off-putting. And second, the bright vetiver in Terre d'Hermès, which is stripped from the concentrated, overly ripe orange facet, which I personally really like, but can be off-putting to some. So it's a spicy, woody fragrance that's really great to wear for more formal occasions. And gentlemen, keep your eyes peeled because, drumroll, there is a parfum version coming out later this year. I'm so excited about this release because it includes tonka bean and iris, 2 of my favorite notes and also really beautiful in masculine fragrances. Let me know in the comments down below if you'd like me to review it, but I will for sure go out and smell it. Next up, we have Atlas Fever by Ex Nihilo. And this is one that I would recommend for those of you who are looking for more gourmand, woody type fragrances. The main notes that I detect in this perfume, to me personally, are tonka bean, vanilla, and a warm, rich base of woods made up of cedarwood and sandalwood. This fragrance could easily be a vanilla-dominant, woody fragrance with a lactonic or milky dimension that is almost edible. The sweetness, in fact, makes me think of a warm porridge made with almond milk and sweetened with maple syrup. It's creamy, lightly almondy, cereal-like, and hugely comforting. It may sound a little weird, but trust me on this, this smells so amazing, and it's even better in the air. The brand kindly gifted me this fragrance, and when I went to collect it, the SA had sprayed some tissue paper that she put in the bag with the fragrance. And as I walked home, I kept on getting these amazing whiffs of the perfume, and I was like, smelling my bag in the middle of the street and people looking at me as if I was a crazy person. It just is intoxicating. And let me tell you, this fragrance packs a huge punch. On my skin, it lasts over 12 hours. So if you're looking for a loud, woody perfume or more gourmand fragrance, Atlas Cedar it's where it's at. Voila. And onto my favorite type of wood, sandalwood. I have two sweeter sandalwood perfumes as well as one that strips out all the sweetness, so you know you have a few options here. The first sweeter sandalwood scent is Santal Basmati by Affinescence. This is a gorgeous sandalwood dominant fragrance, but most importantly is the most delicious smelling vanilla rice pudding there ever was, captured in a scent. Yes. You heard me right, there is a rice note in this perfume, which is super unusual, by the way. This fragrance is mega unique. The sandalwood is the most airy and ethereal that I've ever smelled. It's soft, beautiful, and luxurious, like the softest cream cashmere sweater. And it's very likable as well. I've received so many DMs on my Instagram, but also comments on YouTube saying for those of you who tried it that you also love it, which is really cool. Yeah, it's just an awesome fragrance, and it's another one that will stay forever on the skin. On my skin, it lasts 12 hours plus, on clothes, days and days on end if you don't wash them. Santal Basmati by Affinescence. Next, we have my number 2 favorite release of 2021, Santal Pao Rosa by Guerlain. It is one of the newer additions to the L'Art et la Matière collection, a spicy sandalwood with light rosy nuances. It's cardamom dominant in the opening, and I mean it. It's like a cardamom nuclear bomb that's exploded in your nostrils. Yeah, it is very, very strong, and it takes on a green, almost camphorous-like feel to it, but not to fret. In the dry down, it will be a little less prickly and more agreeable to the nostrils and blend with the dry woods. So let's now talk about how the sandalwood smells like in this fragrance. It's not creamy or sweet. In fact, there's zero sweetness in this fragrance. Instead, it's velvety and dry. So dry, it sucks out all of the moisture there is like warm, parched desert land. It's hot, sensual, and refined. In terms of performance, on my skin, it lasts between 8-9 hours max if I'm really stretching it. I kind of wish it lasted a little longer because it is a bit pricey, and it has moderate projection. Honestly, a gorgeous perfume from L'Art et la Matière collection. If you haven't tried it, get your nose on it, especially if you don't like sandalwoods that are sweet. And finally, back to another sweeter but not too sweet sandalwood fragrance with Santal Austral by Matière Première, a magical sandalwood fragrance. If fairies gathered together in an enchanted woodland to create a fragrance, Santal Austral would be it. It's a luminous, dry sandalwood with elegant iris nuances and addictive notes of benzoin and tonka bean. It's chic and elegant. So overall, Santal Austral is an airy, dry, woody scent with some sweet accents that are reminiscent of milky almonds. On my skin, it lasts over 12 hours with moderate projection. If you're a big fan of sandalwood fragrances, I highly recommend you check out this fragrance. But whatever you do, do not blind buy it. Never blind buy perfumes. It always ends up in a catastrophe and disappointment and wasted money 99% of the time. But the good thing is the website on Matière Première has individual samples, so I think like 1.5 or 2 ml vials, as well as 6 ml minis, which is a great way to discover the brand at a more affordable price. And at least for me, these samples came in really handy because I could properly test out the fragrances, though dangerous because I ended up liking almost all of the fragrances from the brand, so I'm not responsible for any damage. If you tried this fragrance, I would love to know. Please comment down below and tell me about your experience with this scent. Guaiac wood. Smoky, rich, birch tar-like, and balsamic. To me, I find that this wood adds a lot of complexity and mystery to a fragrance. So first up, we have Boiben by Matière Première. Yes, another Matière Première fragrance, because as I said, I am obsessed with the perfumes at the moment. You know, sometimes you just find a brand that you really vibe with. Well, Matière Première is this brand for me right now. So Boiben celebrates Guaiac wood with the idea of being a dark ambery wood. To me, Boiben opens very fresh, almost juniper-like, so a little bitter and aromatic. The strong woodiness is obvious from the start though. It's undoubtedly a woody dominant scent. There's some patchouli and cypriol too, which really peek through in the dry down, as well as a light dusty facet. To be honest, it's a little bit difficult to describe this scent and paint an accurate picture of what it smells like, so let me keep it super simple. It is woody, dry, smoky, with a pinch of sweetness, and a big dose of sex appeal. And performance-wise, on my skin, it lasts around 10 hours with moderate projection. Little Gem Boiben by Matière Première. Perhaps a more popular Guaiac wood dominant fragrance that you already heard of because I keep on talking about it on this channel. It is Replica by the Fireplace from Maison Margiela. The ultimate cold weather, skiing in Aspen or in the Alps kind of a fragrance. It is a strong, strong perfume and mega long lasting as well. Think roasted chestnuts, toasted marshmallows, and a crackling fireplace. And the woodiness predominantly comes from Guaiac wood, which is a super smoky wood. It really does evoke a realistic crackling fireplace. So let me say this, if you're stuck at home and want a little comfort that will evoke a cozy chalet gathering around the fire, spritz some by the fireplace here and there, and you will immediately be transported there. And as I said at the beginning of the video, it is beast mode activated. Over 12 hours longevity on my skin, huge projection. Everyone can smell you with this. You don't need that much to make an impression or to smell good. Don't go crazy with the sprays on this. It can be a little bit nauseous at times because it is quite sweet. So just a few sprays. I would recommend 5 sprays of this fragrance and you're good to go for the entire day. Onto patchouli. More of an acquired taste, I would say, especially when it's made dominant in a fragrance. But that being said, it is found in a lot of perfumes and is a key ingredient in the Chypre family. It smells mossy, moldy, a little bit damp in kind of a wet soil, earth kind of way. And in the best grades of patchouli, you have a really gorgeous, dark chocolate note. Now, I do not like patchouli dominant fragrances, with a few exceptions here and there, and one of them is Straight to Heaven by Kilian. To me, this perfume smells absolutely amazing. It is super sexy, a little bit boozy as well, and just a patchouli fragrance that I genuinely enjoy smelling. Straight to Heaven is the sexiest and classiest patchouli dominant fragrance that I've ever smelled. It smells very woody and mossy with boozy nuances, all wrapped up with spicy nutmeg. Overall, it is a dry, natural smelling, woody fragrance that is utterly sensual and mesmerizing. An incredible, incredible perfume by Kilian. And finally, we have the luxurious Wood of Gods Oud. Valued more than gold, it is the most expensive wood in the world. Why? Because it has a low yield and therefore rarity, but also due to the high demand. So oud is extracted from agar trees, which need to be infected by a specific fungus. And in order to obtain an oil, it can be many, many years before that happens. So it enables the tree to mature and get infected by this fungus. So basically, the older the tree, the better. But that's pretty much it about the facts. Let's get to this beauty, which is called Perfect Oud by Mise en Cire. And guess what? This fragrance doesn't contain any oud, but it is meant to replicate the idea of burning oud chips. And the perfumer behind this fragrance, Alberto Morillas, the perfume god, deliberately decided to exclude oud from this composition. Now, does this make this fragrance less of an oud scent and less qualitative? Absolutely not. Perfect Oud is a masterpiece and one of the best fragrances from Mise en Cire in my opinion. It's an airy, transparent oud type perfume that's so refined and sophisticated. Those are the key words, refined and sophisticated. A touch of florals like fresh roses in the background and a suede-like leather for added character. An elegant and not too intimidating oud, which makes it a great starting point if you're thinking about venturing into oud-dominant fragrances. And this concludes today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments down below what are your favorite woody fragrances. I would love to know. Thank you so much for watching and remember, spread the fragrant love.